cool costumes in this. Really, really lovely cinematography. I mean, the choreography in this was just off the charts amazing. I think all of the dancers did such a good job. I loved it. The music fit this really well too. It was something that it just felt very cohesive, very, very seamless. Yeah, great job.
I thought this was really, really, really interesting because when I first saw it, what I was thinking of, like, when they were moving him, was how you can be influenced and I don't necessarily want to say manipulated, but how your friends and the people you surround yourself with do have such a high impact on you and your behaviors and what you choose to do and things like that, like where you hang out, what you do. Um, because like they're your friends, they're your people you surround yourself with, and then like as it got further and further into it, that really kind of hit home for me, that kind of idea. And it's not always going to happen that those people are necessarily good for you, and sometimes you try and run from them, and sometimes you can't escape that easily, especially if you've been friends for a long time or if you're having trouble breaking out of a certain crowd, and you don't necessarily have other friends or an other kind of group to turn to. um, you can kind of get trapped into this, and I think that's at least part of what I took away from this. And then when you kind of have those moments where you turn inward and you're like, well, if I want to make a change, then something has to change. And that's when you kind of start to look like, well, what other choices could I make? What other things could I pursue, behaviors, whatever? And, what are some better choices I could make? Maybe moving forward and things like that. That's what I took away from this. I have no idea if that's what the point was, but from viewing it and seeing it, that's 100% what I got.
What was really effective in this piece is the shots with the ensemble that were done in a way that made it feel as if these were memories he was reliving in this moment. The red wash, which contracted with all the blues, specifically the blues we saw specifically in the shots where he's alone, and these red wash shots where he's in this ensemble, and sort of the way it's edited together as if these are just flashes of memory that kind of come up. Thought that was really well done. Really great cut with him falling back. Beautiful transition into the next setup. Um, I'm speaking about the cuts a lot because I do think that the editing in this piece was definitely the star of this piece. There's a series of cuts at the end before we hear the heartbeat and during the heartbeat that are really beautifully done close-ups of various parts of the body, also his face, and all ending up in this close-up of the blue tear. And I do think that the series of close-ups and the editing done between these series of shots is very artistic and definitely elevates this piece in a beautiful way. And then the blue tear, obviously, long, shot at the end. It's very visually effective as well. So this is a beautiful meshing of cinematography and editorial artiste and also, movement that really made this piece beautiful.
I thought Blue Tear was moving. Um, I thought bro killed it. I thought bro carried. I thought bro, the whole cast really carried, but bro, that body control mixed with facial expression, performance, acting, you know, dance, that's cool. Perform, that's cool. Acting while you dance and perform, impressive. And bro killed it. Um, Also the sound design, the editing, as far as like when it was flashing, it was like had those sound effects. I thought those were great. Those were a nice touch. Um, Overall, it was very moving. It was very moving is a word that I would describe it. So in every sense, as far as emotionally and also just moving dance wise. Great job.
I love the wide open space and bright blue sky as this space of freedom and exploration of the body. Boundaries were undefined until the collective comes in, and it both felt organic and interconnected, but also there was moments of constraint where you wanted to have that freedom again. And it's finding out, when do we connect and when do we need that space to find our own path, to find our own ways of moving, and when the group starts to move us without our control or consent. I love the flowing androgynous garments. They were ethereal, but also very grounded and strong. And I just, yeah, I loved the push and the pull elements throughout this. And I thought the group was extremely talented.
Blue Tear. This was very interesting. It really felt dreamy, dreamlike. Like this guy woke up and he was in a dream and he couldn't figure out why these people weren't. It felt like they weren't really accepting of him. They were pushing him around, and then he kind of was, all of a sudden somewhere else. So that always feels like a dream to me. I liked the performances were great. The cinematography and everything technically was great. The editing, the choreography was really interesting and neat. It went great with the music as well. I really liked the shadow work when he was in the room, and just really fun costumes. And I like this, him at the end with the paint or the blood and the tear at the end was really cool. So great job.